The idea is we're going to use Visio to create something that looks like this. You can't, I don't know if that you're going to find all of these sort of images in one place in Visio, but so you're going to have to sort of explore around in Visio and see what you find. So here's Visio here. I started on something here. Kind of looks, yeah. So what I suggest you do is go ahead and look in the shapes. Um, Probably network shapes or general shapes. You might find some things, something to do with the building, or yeah, general might have it. No, maps and floor plans, building plans, maps, network, perhaps network. There's many there. You're going to really have to sort of um, really explore around and find where you can find the best things. Uh, yeah, it's not going to be there. So but let's look at a network diagram, for example. In the network diagram, you can find some of these computer symbols that you might want to use. Network locations, there's something to do there with computers and monitors, 3D. Yeah. So if you find your computer things, maybe you would find in here, for example, something that looked like a server. Maybe not. Maybe in the other one. Yeah, you have to basically just search around. You see that I've taken a couple of things there. I don't know where the server would be. Maybe you can actually search for the server. So you could say, all right, let's look for a server and see what we find. Kind of slow, sorry. Ta-da! All right, so yeah, you can find a server. There's various, yeah, there's a data center. Yeah, that kind of looks like what we were looking for. And you can just pull that in there. One of the other things I saw in there was a bus. So, I mean, this is one way of doing it, or else you can find a bunch of sort of tools to use. You can just go and search for things. Yeah, so I mean, there was that kind of looks like the bus that they had there, right? And then you can get some connectors. So if you got connectors, you got lots of different connectors you can choose from. If you don't know the connectors, you didn't see it, well, just search for that again. Use the search tool, find the things that you need so that you can build your diagram. Basically, that's what I'm saying. And then it's just a matter of click and drag and drop, right? You find the thing that you want in there, you click it and you drag it. It's being very slow at the moment. I mean, so it's finding this a bit difficult to work with. So I mean, we've got all of these hundreds of different connectors here. You can and even you put a connector on there. So let's say I got a connector here and I'm going to connect between those two items there. So then I can choose, okay, so that's a curved line, but I could right click on that and I could change the shape of it, I suppose. Um, yeah, actually, I don't know if that's on the connector. Um, yeah. Anyways, you can play around with those, do all kinds of things with them, enjoy that. I think I can change the shape of that by pulling it, and then you put arrows on it and all the rest of it. So build your thing. You can change the backgrounds, all of those types of things. What have I got here? So if I'm highlighting the thing here, probably I can change the arrowheads, the sizes, the shapes of it. Isn't that cool? So we got this thing over here on the format shape. All right, so that's kind of, I think, what you need to be doing to sort of get this thing here going. You're going to build it up. Yeah, you don't have to have it look exactly like this. I mean, as you see, I kind of like these rounded arrow things, but you can do it as like so. But I mean, each of these things, you just have to sort of look at it and say, oh, what do you think that is? Oh, that's a house. So where am I going to find a house? Well, find a house or a building or something like that. If you don't find it searching by house, then search for something else. So there's my house. I'm going to put my house in there, right? And then what's the other thing that I got to search for? Oh, well, what's that? Okay, that looks like maybe a signal tower or something like that. Yeah, it just try and guess what is the thing that you're looking at, and then sort of put it onto your diagram. That's what you'll be wanting to do. Now you will want to enter some text boxes. So you can get a text box from there and type some stuff in it, right? Oh, okay. Is that not going to go? Okay, I got it. Yeah, there we go. And then you can type something in there. And your name, whatever. And of course, with the text box, you can probably do stuff with the borders. Uh, I'm not going to go through all of that. I think part of the fun of it is sort of discovering for yourself how to do it. So I don't expect everybody's diagram to look the same. That's okay, and it definitely doesn't have to be exactly like this. And also in the test, it doesn't have to be exactly like whatever, right? Now, in the test, actually, I don't think I'm going to give you an image and say, make this image. What it'll be is it'll be a set of instructions that you have to do. So while we're on that, let's talk about the test just briefly. The test will be 1 week from now. All right, so test and quiz. That will be the last assessment that you will have to do. So once we finish that, it's just a matter of uh, um, tidying up all the ends that are still left out. So that means if you haven't done any of the labs or whatever, then maybe you can quickly do them there. And I'll be using that time to make sure I've got everything marked. Effectively, this course for you finishes 1 week from today if you if you're up to date with everything. Yeah, so 1 week from today, you will have a quiz and you'll have a test, and the test will be 2 questions. One of the questions, and both of them can be achieved by using Visio. One of the questions will be to do a flow chart. That was one of the labs that you had, maybe the last lab. And then the other will be no, it wasn't last lab because the last lab was an organizational chart. Now, the other one will be either a network diagram or an organizational chart, and I'll tell you a little bit about that before the test. So we got a week to get ready for the test, and it's just a matter. The test will be a timed assessment, of course. It'll be lockdown browser. You'll have to submit how are you going to do lockdown browser with that? Yeah, I know. I can't do lockdown browser, can we? Think about it, because if you did lockdown browser, you wouldn't be able to use Visio. All right, so it won't be part of it will be lockdown browser, the quiz part. Then the other part, well, we'll see how we do the other part, but it'll be something like this where you have to create a diagram and you'll submit the diagram. Okay, so that's kind of really all I want.